I was wrong about how home workouts can change the game for you, and here's why. For years, I was super biased towards workouts in the gym. I was a personal trainer. I spent 10 years in the gym working with people with the gym, the weights, the machines, and working with them one-to-one and seeing the results from that. And I was super biased. So when people suggested home workouts to me, I was like, they're not effective, you get bored, you're just using really crap equipment, and you're just not able to get the same results as you would if you were in a gym. Now, don't get me wrong, there is one scenario in which going to the gym is better than home workouts, and that is if you want to build muscle tissue or chase strength in a specific movement, right? You can't get stronger in a deadlift if you don't have a bar and some dumbbells and some plates, right? What are the other areas? So what was I wrong about? The reason I was wrong about home workouts was because I thought that going to the gym in my 20s was an easy thing for everybody. What I meant by that is I thought it was just easy to roll out of bed and be able to do the things I needed to do, and it was, because I didn't have any other responsibilities. I was at home, I was waking up, I was like, I'll go to the gym now and then I'll go to work and then everything will be fine afterwards. Now having worked with thousands of South Asian individuals, parents, people living with home, much more that the eyes see around what you actually have to do on a day-to-day basis to achieve going to the gym. I thought it was just a case of you wake up, put your clothes on, and there's always that meme, isn't there, where it's got people who don't have kids when they leave the door. They put on the clothes and then they leave. Whereas if you're leaving with kids, you've got to put your own clothes on, take them to the toilet, dress them, then someone else needs to go to the toilet and you go out, and then by the time you've done that, it's 25 minutes to get out the door. And I didn't understand this until working with thousands of South Asian clients. So now when we look at what is effective from an exercise perspective, if you watch this video above, I'm just going to link it here, is about the benefits of resistance training. You'll see that I've changed my thought process on how you can get the benefits of resistance training quite simply from home. Now, I don't think it's always the best scenario. If you like the element of the mental clarity of taking a gap between your home life and your gym life and your mental headspace, I think there's an absolute benefit to separating the two. However, there's a big rationale in this, which is if you can do that. Now, for most, the mums that we work with, dads that we work with, the corporate workers who have the home responsibilities too, end up in this bit of a pickle between time, energy, and effort. It really is that simple, that most people just don't have that capacity to be consistent going to the gym with everything that goes along. I remember my client Anish one day saying to me, dude, I've missed the gym for the last 14 days. I'm like, why? He's like, because my daughter wakes up before me and she wants to watch TV with me. And by the time we've watched TV, she's lying on my lap, she's sleeping. I've had to get ready for breakfast. Then by the time that's happened, I've missed my slot for the gym. And I used to think, well, don't you just leave the kid on the side? Just move them to the side, leave them to mumsy, you get to the gym, and then you sort yourself out. Very immature, young 20s answer to that question. So now really helping thousands of people, how do we get more consistent results with people, and how do we get them to enjoy being consistent with exercise? And sometimes it comes at the cost of optimization, the building of muscle, the strength building exercise in the gym, and it comes down to practicality. So my thought process now have changed to home workouts are garbage, now to home workouts are probably one of the most efficient ways that if you can separate things in 2 to 3 different areas, you will be super successful at your goal of fat loss, helping you stay in shape forever and getting the benefits of resistance training just by doing it at home. So the usual pitfalls when you're looking at home workouts, which you need to eradicate before you look at whether they're effective or not. We need a different space. We can't be doing a workout when you are around the kids or watching TV. The amount of workout videos that I've seen where people have sent themselves videoing themselves working from home and they've got fucking Suits playing on in the background or Teletubbies in the background. And I understand that that's obviously a major role, but there are some few tweaks that you can make to make your home workout super effective. And one of them is create a disassociation with a small space and time. It can just be in the front room, but with headphones on. It can be a specific time of the day that gives you that clarity. Or it can be a specific community that helps you with things, which I'll talk about in a minute. But let's talk about how we make the most out of these home workouts. Number one is because you have to think about what stops you doing them, not is it of benefit. Because most people like the benefit, they understand the benefit of workouts, but they can't seem to do it because of all the negative drawbacks. So let's fix those negative drawbacks, right? So one is timing. Most people don't have a time management issue, they don't have a scheduling issue, they have a non-negotiability issue with their time, which means that when they wake up for that 7 a.m. session, they then con themselves into thinking they'll do it later because the accessibility to working out at home is higher, right? You can do it perceptively any time of the day. But most people don't do it any time of the day because other things stack up and stack up and stack up. So the easiest way to make sure you get consistent with your home workout is set a deadline of what time you're doing it and only make one time in the day that you can physically do it. I know this sounds weird, but the busiest people are the most efficient people and they get the most done. I've got a client, Ziad, who literally lives around the corner in Dubai, owns $7-figure, $1 million business. He's the most effective dude with his time. Why? Because he has to be. He has to be non-negotiable with his work times. He has to be non-negotiable with his home times. He has to be non-negotiable with his workout times, because if he misses that 45-minute slot in the morning or the afternoon, he doesn't get another opportunity for the next 2 days to do it. And what we learn from that scenario is that when we create non-negotiability and put our workouts in one box, one time slot of the day, we can't negotiate with that. Most mumsies get up in the morning, depending on how they feel, whether they've been up in the night with the little one, and they then negotiate on the time frame that they go to the gym. Step number one is non-negotiability. Make sure that that time in the morning, whether it's 6, 6:30, 7:30, lunchtime, it is the only slot that you allow yourself to have. It's a mindset game. Same with me. I don't go to the gym in the afternoons because I'm not going to go because I have 70 emails to get back to, 200 clients to navigate, manage, and coaches to go with. And then on top of that, I've got home life and 3 wild cats in the house. I'm not going to get there in the afternoon because of all those factors that I could mentally allow myself to navigate. And most people don't think non-negotiability is a factor. And I would argue that non-negotiability is one of the key traits of someone that is successful in the gym, successful with their diet, successful with maintenance, and just general success in life. Most people see it as like cutthroat or blunt or arrogant, but it's just being ruthless with your time to allow for the most to happen in the shorter space of time. So step number one, be non-negotiable with your workout time. It has to be the mornings, or it has to be a time where you can just say, this is my slot and I'm going to do it. And when you wake up, there's an urgency to achieve that because there's no other time to do so. Second one is going to be the effectiveness of those workouts. Most people are accustomed to those COVID workouts or the bodyweight workouts, or not investing in any kit. Most people see that home workouts are a more cost-effective way of doing things because they see a gym membership at 50 quid, 70 quid, 80 quid, 24-hour gyms being $25.99 or whatever it is, and thinking, well, if I save $25.99, then I times that by 12, then I'm saving 300 quid, 400 quid over the year. That allows me to pay for nappies, diapers, food, chocolate bars for the kids, whatever it is. And they don't invest that back into the home workout equipment because they see it as a saving rather than what they need to do to maximize that home workout. So investing in some parts of your equipment as your home workouts and treating it like it is your own version of a gym. You don't have to have a treadmill, you don't have to have dumbbell weights, you don't have to have a rack of machines in your back garage or your outhouse that most people have in North London. You don't have to have those things. You just need to invest a small amount for massive returns. Doing bodyweight workouts will inevitably give you some results. Let's say, for example, it's 40% of what you could totally do if you're doing a normal workout by yourself. You add bands, which are 15 quid off Amazon. You add some sliders, these things that slide across the floor to help you do like lunges and stuff like that, which are £5. You add a dumbbell set, which is the weights that you screw on and off, which could be 40 quid. You're spending £70 out of your perceptive saving of 400, and you're now making your workouts go from 40% of effectiveness to 80% effectiveness. And that's a massive margin for gains, results, calories burned, intensity, boredom, all of the things that normal people fall short on when they have home workouts, because boredom is a massive thing, and it comes down to what exercise you can do and the consistency of those. Most people don't want to do the same thing day in, day out. And when they do the same thing day in, day out, they get bored, they don't go, they get disengaged, and then they don't actually be consistent. So spending 40 to 60 quid on your equipment can change the game for you literally overnight on taking your results from 40% to 80%, your consistency from 40 to 80, your boredom from 100 down to 20. It's going to allow you to navigate that. So investing in some kit is your way of investing in yourself, because you get double the return on investment. So small things that you can do that get the benefit. What that allows you to do is then it takes out the boredom, it takes out the intensity, and it allows you to get more for bang for your buck. So every time you do a 15-minute workout, you're testing yourself, you're getting stronger. And as I've spoken in other podcasts, another one I'll link above if we can do that on YouTube, is the element of like resistance training and getting stronger over time is the way that you reduce menopause, osteoporosis, get joints stronger, muscle tissue stronger, strength building in the gym, neurological strength, all of these benefits from getting stronger over time. And unless you're going to add 5 pounds to your body weight every single week, which is not advisable because that will be body fat, you're not going to get that much progression if you're only using body weight. There are things that you can do to make body weight as effective as possible, but there will be a limit. You can use tempo, so how slow you do things, how fast you do things, the order of the exercises that you do it in, how much rest that you take, and how long you work for are all these things that you can modulate when you're doing home workouts with body weight. But if you do all those things and then add weight on top and add resistance and add the multiple 50 or 100 different exercises you can do with 50 quid's worth of equipment, you change the game. So it's investing that money back that you think is a saving on the home workouts into small amounts of gym equipment will change the game for your home workouts. And then the third one is the community side of things. When you go to a gym, you've got two options when you go to a gym. You've got classes or you've got working out on your own. But it's not really working out on your own, is it? Because you know that there are other people in the gym that are there, which inevitably does two things for you. One, it makes you work harder because you think other people are watching while you're watching them, watching you, watching them, watching everybody else. And that means you work harder with other people around, even if you don't know the person or like them. I can go to a coffee shop and I can be 50% more productive because I see the barista looking at me and I'm like, fuck, I need to look like I'm a business owner here. So I work harder, I put my headphones in, I get more concerted and more direct with my approach. Even in the gym, when you're doing group classes, you've got the instructor, you've got people around you, the woman next to you doing the step-ups and she's going absolutely crazy. In those moments, you don't do less, you always do more. So creating that community culture at home inevitably creates better results. And I didn't think, again, biased, that it was a valuable tool because I've always been a lone ranger. I've always been a gym person who went to the gym by myself, for myself, put my house music in, listening to my bops, going, doing my little bop before I do my workout. I'm thinking about my bench press and listening to my house music. And then I go, right, okay, fucking let's do it, bam, 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 bam. And then go listen to my house music again, write the things down. That was me. I love that type of stuff. A, because I love house music, but two is I don't like talking to people. It's long. So I've always liked to go by myself. However, again, working with thousands of people, I realized that is not the same case with most people. They like the community element of, they like going with friends. They like seeing someone else suffer with them because they're suffering too. So creating an environment and a community at home is also good. During COVID, this was a big expansion, the Joe Wick stuff in the mornings, the Zoom classes that people were doing, the personal trainers that had to go from personal training to Zoom classes from a home workout perspective, all created a new environment for people to think about, this is how we work out now, and the benefits also seen there. Until you try something and do something long enough, you change your biases on whether it's effective or not. And I definitely chose my biases when it came to working out. However, now it is a case that I understand that community, working out with other people, creates and changes the game for most people's result, especially if motivation and discipline are your major currency of like needing to do stuff. So if you know that your friend and your other friend are walking at 7 a.m. in the morning to the gym, you're less likely to miss that because you don't want to be the odd one out. Use these mental mind frames to your benefit because no one, if you're suffering with dieting or you struggle with dieting, you have a tendency psychologically and from a personality perspective to be someone that is super agreeable. Most people who struggle with dieting have a personality type called agreeableness, which means that if someone suggests something to you, like eating chocolate, you will agree with them because you don't want to have a friction between you and another person. I'm the same. My missus goes, Millie goes, should we have a glass of champagne tonight? And I'm like, I'm supposed to be dieting, but yeah, go on. That's agreeableness. Whereas if it was the other way around and she was dieting and I offered the champagne, she's not agreeable at all in this case. She's like, no, I'm dieting, have your own champagne. I'll sit with you, but I'm not having it. That's not agreeableness. Whereas most people that struggle with dieting, including myself, are agreeable by nature. And knowing this allows you to tap into the last mental model of working out from home, which is the community side of things. If you struggle with the agreeableness of saying no to people, or the agreeableness of people offering you things, or you struggle with letting people down, you can use this to your advantage massively. Because if you put yourself in a situation that you could let someone down, but you choose not to because you go to these workouts, or you do some home stuff, or you go for a walk with people, you go to the gym together, you will then create this mental model that allows you to be successful. You lean into the areas that you find particularly hard, and you lean into it hard enough to make it a positive. Most people see agreeableness as a bad trait, which it kind of is for dieting and calorie deficit and eating the right things. But from a workout perspective, you can use it in your advantage to get the most out of it by putting yourself in a situation where you have to perform while other people are watching. So what we do with Autonomy is we run group classes from Monday to Thursday, 6 a.m. in the morning UK time, and we have this group community element, which means that everyone's there, Everyone doesn't want to let each other down. They're seeing other people work and they're working as hard as they can do. And they're ultimately creating this element where they're not letting each other down to do the things that they need to, and they're making it non-negotiable. They use point number 1, which is making non-negotiable time at 6 a.m. in the morning. You're there for 45 minutes, you work out, and then you go on with the rest of your day. So it's non-negotiable, it's the time slot available. Number 2 is that we invest in some exercises, some equipment, small amounts to make the most out of them. So we take your home workouts, which you'll be doing on your own without someone watching, at 30%, you then add in a community, you add in non-negotiability, you add in a bit of exercise selection, you add in equipment, and you take your effectiveness to 80%. And then the last thing is, with everybody around, and it's a specific time, with people that you know that you don't want to let down, and then you're suffering together, it creates this harmony of how home workouts can be effective. And that's how I've changed my mindset on home workout, because they are super, super effective. Summer holidays, when the kids are off, you're not going to go to the gym and leave them unattended, because that house will be murder. So you do stuff at home, you make the most out of it, and then you carry that on into your normal weeks when you don't want to spend 30 minutes or 20 minutes commuting to the gym and you want to get up early and start the day right. Do your home stuff within our community. So with that being said, if you're watching this video and you want to be part of our group classes in the morning, you think they're going to be super beneficial, don't even have to come on in terms of our coaching nutritionally, results wise, helping South Asians lose 5 to 10 kilos and stay in shape forever. You can just come to our classes. They're free. I just want to help people get motivated to do things that they're not doing and push them in the right direction. So if you want to come to our Autonomy 6 a.m. group classes, and with a small bit of equipment, even nothing to start with, just drop me a DM on Instagram, nathan.autonomy, and just write the word free class trial, and we'll set you up to come to our classes and get you moving in the right direction. You've got that non-negotiability, you've got that effectiveness, and then you've got the community element to start your home workouts the right way and keep it on for a long period of time. Yeah.